In August 2008, Gary, Tyler, Logan, and I went to the Eagle Cap Wilderness. We started out in lower elevations where the trees and undergrowth were thick. Here you see that we are looking to make sure that we're on the right trail. It had been a snowy year and we were worried about snow melt and the trails being a little bit too wet. This was Gary's first trip backpacking, and he enjoyed it very much. The water was so clean, it was hard to believe that it really needed to be purified. The moss growing on these rocks made for a very interesting picture. Logan was the other cameraman on this trip, and a lot of these pictures are his. We had lots of opportunity to see the Minam River as we were hiking up to Minam Lake. This was about halfway up the trail at the Copper Creek turnoff. We found a fairly nice place along the trail to stop for lunch. The Minam River Valley was quite beautiful and saw lots of nice scenery on the way up to the lake. Tyler and Logan had a great time playing on the rocks and the logs around the lake. That evening and the following morning, there were many great opportunities for good photos. There was a log to lay our stuff on and cook on, and we were able to have a fire. Here's some of the gear that we used to cook our evening meal, which you see Logan enjoying here. Here are the tents where we spent the night. And again, you see Tyler getting warm by the fire and a close-up of the fire burning. Gary was able to catch a fish or two at Minam Lake, although I don't remember eating any. Again, you see Tyler and Logan playing on the log that was really close to our camp. This is one of the many beautiful shots I was able to capture at Minam Lake. Minam Lake. And here it is at sunset. We then headed up the pass to the lake basin. Here I'm either adjusting the pack or getting some water out. As we got up towards the top of the pass between Minam and Mirror Lake, we started seeing some nice scenery. This is one of the peaks up close to the top. Logan and Tyler both posed up on top of the pass with Eagle Cap in the background. This shot proves that I was up there on top with the three of them. There's the Mirror Lake down there, Eagle Cap. And the top of the ridge where we just came from. We're looking down at Mirror Lake and Moccasin Lake beyond that. God is really good at landscaping the banks above the trail. This is a great meadow just beyond Mirror Lake, and there's some horses grazing over there in the pasture. We had a great campsite, which we called the Wallowa Marriott. It was up high with a view of the lake, lots of granite rock that we could use as counters to put our stuff on. Here's one of the views of the lake from our camp. And here's another view looking across the lake up at the pass that we had come over from Minam. And this is looking up at Eagle Cap from our camp. It didn't take long after we got to camp before Gary and the boys went down to swim just below the campsite. It didn't take long after getting into the water to come back out again. It felt great on the feet though, just to put them in the water after a day of hiking. This is Tyler just getting up nerve to get into the water. And here Tyler's getting out as quick as he can after freezing himself. Here we're looking down at the swimming area from the camp, and here you see the guys coming back after the time of swimming. It's always nice at dinner time to get those dishes out and get started on a meal. And here we are enjoying the meal. I took an after-dinner stroll and just enjoyed myself thoroughly. Logan standing by Gary's tent. That evening we hiked down to Moccasin Lake, kind of cross-country, and these are some of the scenes that we saw on the way down there. Eagle Cap. Here we are almost arriving at Moccasin Lake. Some scenes back at camp again. Tyler and Logan are always ready to pose for a nice picture. Our camp was up on those rocks over there. It's amazing what a nice picture you can get from such a tiny pool of water. That peak in the background happens to be the Matterhorn, which I hope to climb someday. Next morning we headed up to Glacier Pass. Had a great sunshot peeking through the trees here. Here's Tyler up at the pass. And this is looking down at Glacier Lake from the pass. Gary managed to do some fishing at Glacier Lake, as you can see from these pictures. Here you see a panorama of the entire Glacier Lake, including the route that we would have come down from Eagle Cap a couple years ago. Here's a neat little island out in Glacier Lake that I wished I could have gone out to. And this is the place where Gary was doing his fishing, at Glacier Lake. We had arranged ahead of time to meet up with Ron and Brendan. We had walkie-talkies, and that helped us find them. And so we met at first down at Moccasin Lake after we had finished our trip to Glacier Lake. The three of them had a great time together for the one night that we spent all together. And yes, Ron really was there with us too. Here we are working on yet another meal. Either Ron or Brendan shot a picture of all four of us. The next day I was hiking out down the Lostine Valley, a great long meadow that you can see Eagle Cap in the background. We took pictures of several water features as we made the final descent down to the car.